everything. And today we're going to review Dan Brown's Origin. Yeah, I know I already reviewed it. If you haven't seen it already, I'm sure a lot of you have not seen it, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not doing a complete review. I'm at the halfway point of this book. And I'm going to tell you what I think so far. So this is Dan Brown's latest book. And it's basically, in short, I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't read it yet. If you plan on reading it, I don't want to be a spoiler, ruin the book for you. But I'll give you a basic take on it. And then, at the end, I'm going to review what I've read and tell you what I think is happening and what's going to happen. So, I'll let you know when to turn this off if you haven't read it. So far, I like all Dan Brown's books. They're very fast-paced, and I like their subject matter. And this one here is probably very similar to the other ones, where the pace is pretty fast, and the subject matter is very interesting, which is basically, the basis of the story is that a guy, really rich dude, really rich tech guy, he had figured out, he discovered something that indisputably proves that the origin of mankind in all things was not based on, religion. So any of the world religions. It was based on, they actually didn't tell you what it is, but they kind of teasing you about it. That's what the story's about. You're trying to find out, what did this guy discover? And then something happens to the guy, blah, blah, blah. So we're trying to find out what happened to, there's a suspense, there's a thriller. And ultimately, for me, the most interesting part is not so much the story behind, that's what's going on in the book, but I want to find out, what did Dan Brown think he can put in a book that, even though it's fiction, would prove in a fictional manner how there's no, what the proof could be that would disprove religion. So I'm really curious about that. So to me, there's a lot of fluff in the middle of the book, because I want to find out. I almost want to go to the end and find out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to read through it. So the story itself, it's okay, I guess. I think maybe I'm distracted because I want to find out what's going to happen, what's the whole thing is about in the end. So the story's okay. I kind of feel like if you ever saw something online that's like, free information on how to improve your cardiovascular system or how to lose weight, all free. Just just read this. So you're reading, and it's like, oh my gosh, 1,000 words, and then you get to the bottom and find out you gotta, it doesn't tell you anything. Then you gotta, pay for something, for shipping. Just pay for shipping. It's $29 for shipping, and we'll send you the information for free. And you're like, dude, you're paying for shipping. Anyways. Okay, so anyhow, to me, it's a lot of build-up, but it's like, I'm like, the build-up, it's not super interesting, if you ask me. One thing about Dan Brown, I started to learn, is that if he writes about real places, real organizations and stuff. He's very descriptive about locations, to a point where you're like, wow, this place sounds amazing. So then you go online and look it up, because they're real places. And you're like, yeah, not so amazing. It's okay. But he builds things up to a point where my imagination is definitely better than the reality of the locations that he's talking about. Because when he says something is sky, way up in the sky, that, oh my goodness, it's so amazingly high, it could be 4 stories high. And you look at the picture and you're like, it's like a building, whatever. Anyways, back to the story. So far, right where I'm about the halfway point right now. Let's see here. Right there. And there was a little plot twist, and I'm glad there's a twist, because, I almost feel like I'm predicting the book, the end of the story. And I did that on another of his books, where I got about halfway through, and I figured out the ending, and there was no plot twist. It was just the ending, and I was like, dude, it kind of sucks when you figure it out. So I don't know, it seems like the person who they're painting as, the mastermind of the bad guy, it's kind of obvious. But it's so obvious to a point where, it's probably not him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now maybe, at this point of this review, you probably should turn it off if you haven't read it and you want to read it. Okay, so here's where I think. So the guy, the Catholic guy, that seems like it's the mastermind behind it. If it's him, I'm going to be disappointed because it's too obvious. So I'm thinking it's probably not him. So who could it be? Who could it be? The most unobvious person, of course, would be the girl. The future king's bride-to-be. That would be the most unlikely person. That the way they lead it up, it seemed like it wouldn't be her. And then in the last book, the bad guy, well, a big part of it was the main character chick. So I'm assuming it's not going to be her. So you know what I think? My prediction is that the guy behind the assassin was actually the guy that got killed. What? Crazy. But here's my thing. Here's my reasoning. For one, it would be a hell of a plot twist. Two, okay, so think about this guy. This guy was a real control freak. He was really smart, and he controlled everything, he controlled people, he controlled situations. He was really good. And if he really wants to make it known to everybody, to get more attention to his cause, to reveal the true origin of everything, and to dismiss religion, he really needs to be out there in the news. And even though he was getting a lot of views on the initial webcast and the initial party, it still was a smaller audience. But if he died tragically in that situation that he was in, it would make the world news, and everybody would want to hear about it. And everybody would know about it. It would be on front page of every newspaper. Well, nobody reads papers, but you know what I'm saying. It would be on the news in all countries, on every station. It would be huge. It would be like a sacrifice so he can put out the big reveal. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if he's even dead. Maybe he's not even dead. Maybe he's still alive. Maybe it's fake. But anyways, maybe it was him, the guy that got killed, that put out the hit on himself. So that way, because maybe his cause, the cause to reveal everything, is more important than his own life. Because Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross to create Christianity. So maybe he figured he could sacrifice his life to bring the end of Christianity. Be like a kind of a weird twist. Alright, that's my prediction. Now I will do a follow-up ending video when I'm done with the book. Now, unfortunately, I'm reading this thing slow as dirt, but hopefully it won't be too long, and I'll give you my final take on the book once I'm done. Thanks for watching. Paul Reviews Everything, and please hit like and subscribe. Thanks.